All right. Because geometry is not a country somewhere near France. Chapter 4, page, should have figured it out, 25. Junior. I was 14 and it was my first day of high school. I was happy about that. And I was most especially excited about my first geometry class. Yep, I have to admit that isosceles triangles make me feel hormonal. Here are his books. Most guys, no matter what age, get excited about curves and circles, but not me. Don't get me wrong. I like girls and their curves, and I really like women and their curvier curves. I spent hours in the bathroom with a magazine that has 1,000 pictures of naked movie stars. Hide my face. Yep, that's right. I admit. Oh wait, naked woman plus right hand equals happy, happy, joy, joy. Yep, that's right. I admit that I masturbate. I'm proud of it. I'm good at it. I am ambidextrous. You can look that word up. If there were a professional masturbators league, I'd get drafted #1 and make millions of dollars. And maybe you're thinking, well, you really shouldn't be talking about masturbation in public. Well, tough. I'm going to talk about it because everybody does it and everybody likes it. And if God hadn't wanted us to masturbate, then God wouldn't have given us thumbs. So I thank God for my thumbs. What? Can I help you? Not a good time for you to come in? But the thing is, no matter how much time my thumbs and I spent with the curves of imaginary women, I am much more in love with the right angles of buildings. When I was a baby, I'd crawl under my bed and snuggle into a corner to sleep. I just felt warm and safe, leaning into 2 walls at the same time. When I was 8, 9, and 10, I slept in my bedroom closet with the door closed. I only stopped doing that because my big sister, Mary, told me that I was just trying to find my way back into my mother's womb. That ruined the whole closet thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against my mother's womb. I was built in there, after all. So I have to say that I am pro-womb. But I have zero interest in moving back home, so to speak. My sister is good at running things. Ruining things. Oops, go away. His sister. After high school, my sister just froze. Didn't go to college, didn't get a job, didn't do anything. Kind of sad, I guess. Here's, I guess, a better picture of his sister. He calls her Mary Runs Away. Acne scars that somehow make her look tough and pretty at the same time. Looks like Jennifer Lopez if J-Lo was smarter. I have a student named Jennifer Lopez. Lightning bolt tattoo on the back of her neck. Think of what lightning could represent. Tie-dye t-shirt, because she shoplifted from the Gap. Distressed blue jeans, shoplifted from Macy's. Birkenstock sandals, stolen from the feet of a unconscious white pot dealer and poet. So there she is. Top of page 28. But she's also beautiful and strong and funny. She's the prettiest and strongest and funniest person who ever spent 23 hours a day alone in a basement. She's so crazy and random that we call her Mary Runs Away. I'm not like her at all. I'm steady. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about school. So Mary Runs Away, think about why that chapter is called Mary Runs Away. What's she running away from? Rowdy and I are planning on playing high school basketball. Last year, Rowdy and I were the best players on the 8th grade team, but I don't think I'll be a very good high school player. Rowdy is probably going to start varsity as a freshman, but I figure the bigger and better kids will crush me. It's only one It's one thing to hit jumpers over other 8th graders. It's a whole other thing to score on high school monsters. I'll probably be a bench warmer on the C squad while Rowdy goes on to all-state glory and fame. I'm a little worried that Rowdy will start to hang around with the older guys and leave me behind. I'm also worried that he'll start to pick on me too. Oh, he's back in the picture. He's worrying. I'm scared he might start hating me as much as all the others do. But I am more happy than scared. And I know that the other kids are going to give me crap for being so excited about school. But I don't care. I was sitting in a freshman classroom at Wellpinnet High School. He's at school. I was sitting in a freshman classroom at Wellpinnet High School when Mr. P... Oh, perfect. Strolled in with a box full of geometry textbooks. And let me tell you, Mr. P is a weird-looking dude. But no matter how weird he looks, the absolutely weirdest thing about Mr. P is that sometimes he forgets to come to school, like some of you. Here's a picture of Mr. P. I think my Mr. P looks kind of cooler. There he is. So he's 4 feet tall. He's bald and he's got dandruff. He's got food stains on his shirt. What does that tell you about how much he cares about how he looks? He's got these glasses on and he's saying class. He's maybe 50 pounds. Oh, he's on a scale, but only when he's carrying his 15-pound briefcase. So he's super skinny. I guess I didn't pick a good guy. He tried to start a reservation Shakespeare theater company and failed miserably. All right, start reading on page 29. Let me repeat that. Mr. P sometimes forgets to come to school. Yep. We have to send a kid down to the teacher's housing compound behind the school to wake Mr. P, who's always conking out in front of his TV. So in the reservation, they have this compound, this section, where the teachers who teach in their schools live. So imagine how much these teachers care about the jobs that they do. Because imagine the environment that they live in. That's right. Mr. P sometimes teaches class in his pajamas. He is a weird old coot, but most of the kids dig him because he doesn't ask too much of us. I mean, how can you expect your students to work hard if you show up in your pajamas and slippers? And yeah, I know it's weird, but the tribe actually houses all of the teachers in one-bedroom cottages and musty old trailer houses behind the school. Notice how I'm ignoring my phone. You can't teach at our school if you don't live in the compound. It was like some kind of prison work farm for our liberal, white, vegetarian, do-gooders, and conservative white missionary saviors. Notice the sarcasm. Some of our teachers make us eat birdseed so we'll feel closer to the earth. And other teachers hate birds because they're supposedly minions of the devil. It is like being taught by Jekyll and Hyde, two opposites. But Mr. P isn't a Democratic, Republican, Christian, or devil-worshipping freak. He's just sleepy. But some folks are absolutely convinced he is, like this Sicilian accountant who testified against the mafia and had to be hidden by the secret witness relocation program. Makes some goofy sort of sense, I suppose. If the government wants to hide somebody, there's probably no place more isolated than my reservation, which is located approximately 1 million miles north of Important and 2 billion miles west of Happy. But geez, I think people pay way too much attention to the Sopranos. So far away from Important and far away from Happy. Mostly, I just think Mr. P is a lonely old man who used to be lonely young man. And for some reason, I don't understand. Lonely white people love to hang around lonelier Indians. All right, kids, let's get cracking, Mr. P said as he passed out the geometry books. How about we do something strange and start on page 1? Sounds like my humor. I grabbed my book and opened it. I wanted to smell it. Heck, I wanted to kiss it. Yes, kiss it. That's right. I'm a book kisser. Maybe that's kind of perverted, or maybe it's just romantic and highly intelligent. But my lips and I stopped short when I saw this written on the inside front cover. This book belongs to Agnes Adams. Okay, now you're probably going to ask, who is Agnes Adams? Well, let me tell you, Agnes Adams is my mother. My mother. And Adams was her maiden name. So that means my mother was born in Adams, and she was still in Adams when she wrote her name in that book. And she was 30 when she gave birth to me. Yep. So that means I was staring at a geometry book that was at least 30 years older than I was. I couldn't believe it. How horrible is that? My school and my tribe, look at all the diction. I'm going to start with how horrible is that. If you could write in your books, you can't, but if you could, look at all the words you could have marked diction. How horrible is that? My school and my tribe are so poor and sad that we have to study from the same dang books our parents studied from. That is absolutely the saddest thing in the world. Whatever. And let me tell you, that old, decrepit geometry book hit my heart with the force of a nuclear bomb. My hopes and dreams floated up in the mushroom cloud. What do you do when the world has declared nuclear war on you? What does he do in this picture? Takes this book